Hello, konnichiwa, hola, hola everyone. Oh my god, I sound so dead. Konnichiwa, hola, hola everyone. Welcome to the stream. My name is Leo. I'm your resident vampire singer and professional simp, and I woke up like a half an hour ago. Hi everyone, hi. The proof that I hadn't spoken a word until now. Hi, Confused. Welcome. Okay, let me just. I'm still adjusting things because I did everything in a hurry. I finished breakfast like 2 minutes ago. While I was setting everything up. Yeah, I slept in a little bit. And now I'm finishing, like, putting everything in place because I need to work on some things. So this also might be a short-ish stream because I have some assignments to turn in today and also a meeting late in the evening. So it's a lot. But yeah. So how's everyone doing? How are you after yesterday? How are you guys faring after after the roller coaster that was yesterday? I'm still a little bit upset is not the word. It's what's the word? I'm still dealing with it, I guess. A little bit. I rewatched some of it, and I was telling you guys on the Discord that that I thought like I was having like such a hard time trying to sound as normal as possible because I was reading all the characters, like I was making the characters' voices, right? So I was trying so hard not to waver, but in reality I was just a sobbing mess, and I was very surprised by the fact that it didn't really come through as much as I thought. Because I was really struggling, like during the last moments there when Raya is walking up the stairs to meet the South Princess. I was my face was full of tears and snot by the end of it. Like I was having a hard time, but it didn't come through as like that much on the stream. But yeah, it got me thinking. I wanted to hug my doggo after the cats appeared. Why is my model racing? What's going on? Leo, please. I'm up here. Hold on. I think it's better. Hold on. Where am I? Whoop. And position. There we go. But yeah, it wasn't noticeable that much. Yeah, like you could hear the waver in my voice sometimes, but I don't know how. What's the word? I don't know. Like in my ears, because I can hear myself in my ears whenever I talk due to the way my microphone is. I sounded way more wrecked, I guess, than what it actually sounded like on the stream. Like right now. To me, I sound way more like dead than what it probably sounds like to you guys. So, yeah. After the cat thing, I wanted to hug my doggo. He's still sick, by the way. I'm taking him to the vet today because it's been 3 days. I don't know what's going on anymore. He threw up again last night. It's not good. So yeah. He's sleeping right now, actually. But yeah. So I'm realizing I don't know what to talk about. You sound completely normal. Well, that's good to hear because in my ears I sound so dead. And more nasal than usual because of the fact that it's not been even an hour since I woke up. But anyway, I'm realizing I don't know what to talk about. I just wanted to chillax with chat a little bit because there's a lot going on. We can talk a little bit about the redesign, I think. Hey Yash, welcome. Long time no see. I guess I was realizing last night, while I was working on other things, not redesign related, that I hadn't really thought about the fact that none of these assets are mine. Like they're free to use assets. Actually, hold on. Is the thing in the description? I think it should be. I put them on every one of these. I think I don't have it, actually. Well, I'll put them on the description later. But these are free assets that I got. I think it was at like the page booth that a user by the name of Agrama Witch posted there, and they're all free to use as long as you give credit. And I thought, if I do a redesign, will I stay with the same things? And I realized that I wanted like to do maybe also a new room, but that wasn't in the plans originally, so so that's another thing to add to the list. I don't know how much I can say without spoiling stuff. I guess I'll mention what I've said before on the server. If you're not in the server, join the Discord server. The model is already done completely. Like, it is the design I finished back in January, I think, and the model is completely rigged now. I finished it, I think, during the when was it, like 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I tested it on the V Studio. Is that the name of the thing? No. Oh yeah, it is. I tested on V Studio, all with the expressions that I made for it and all that. It works good. I just have to try and make a private stream to test it while playing other things to see if it holds up. I hope it does, because if not, then the last 3 months will have been for naught. And me hyping this up as well. It probably will, but I'm nervous because this PC sometimes decides that things will not work, and then other times it decides that they will. So yeah, I don't think I'll be getting a new one anytime soon, though. It's pretty expensive, and some things aren't going as smoothly as I would like them to be, but that's a whole other thing. What else? So yeah, it is completely rigged now. I just need to test it, and I'm also working on like 3 different videos that were supposed to go alongside it, because the model was originally supposed to be, well, originally, because I planned these things in advance, there wasn't going to be anything like the 2.0 for my anniversary or anything. It was just gonna be like the 2 videos that I had already planned since, like, I think April of last year, maybe May, somewhere around there. The thing is that I had already planned those 2 videos for the anniversary ever since last year, but I postponed it because I had to prioritize the ones that were gonna come out back then. And then I think it was during November or October, that I decided that I wanted to try and do the 2.0. Talking about shitty PCs, my laptop kept shutting itself off for half an hour whenever I tried opening it. Oh no. Yeah, laptops kind of suck sometimes. Like I have one and it's old now and barely works, but it works for whenever I use it, and like when I go out of town or something and I need to do things. But they have to be simple things. It can be like for example, I can't do no editing on that thing ever. It doesn't work for that anymore. But yeah, hello Ixan, welcome. But yeah, laptops, not, I don't feel great about them because they start malfunctioning very fast. This one I think is just because this is not a laptop, this is a PC, but this one I think is just because of probably something wasn't done right. I have a suspicion when they built it, but I actually like asked another person that is more acquainted with building PCs, and he recommended me a place, and so I went there and asked, hey, is it like what's better, if to like change some of the parts on this one to like improve it, or entirely buy a new one. And long story short, like they told me all the reasons why, but basically it's better if I just buy a new one instead of like trying to replace parts of this one. So that's why it's gonna be hard to do, but eventually I'll have to, because it is giving me a hard time sometimes now. And I want to be able to stream games like Resident Evil and stuff without having to worry like, oh no, the PC will explode and the stream would see nothing. Like that first stream. Takes me back. Technically, now that I think about it, technically, when was that? Was it 2021? Or 2022? Hold on. Let me check real quick. Where is it? Playlist. Oh, I think it was 2021. Huh. So technically, I've been streaming 3 years. I say technically because the first year that I streamed, I only streamed like 3 months, and then I stopped because I got busy. And then I came back a year later, and that's where I started streaming weekly. Well, yeah, weekly most of the time. Sometimes, you know, I've had to take quote-unquote breaks for like a week or two, but yeah. So yeah, technically I've been streaming 3 years, huh? Interesting. Anyway, back to the model. Yeah, so now I just need to test that out. And I also need to work on a new BRB screen, because I am changing the waiting screen and the ending screen, but they're not changing that much. It's just like a couple of details that are changing on those. I like them as they are for the most part, so yeah. But the BRB does have to change because the illustration is the one that needs to change, because it's gonna be out, like the outfit is not gonna be quite the same. It is similar, but it is not the same, so I need to update it. 2 of the 3 videos that I mentioned are covers, so I'm working on the sequences for that. I started working on one, I think 2 days ago, but I'm only on the like drafting, I guess you could call it, stage. I'm not yet in the rendering stage. So And I'm just realizing that I made it a little bit more complicated than I probably should have for myself. So I'm starting to think that maybe end of April is not as doable as I thought, but I'll try my best. The other video I needed to do a script for, and that's done. Now I just need to do the things that go in the video. What else? What is on my list? Oh yeah, I have to update my banners as well, like the YouTube banners and the profile picture. Well, the profile picture actually can sort of stay the same, but I don't know if I want to make a new one. That one is more like up to what I want and what's more like viable, I guess, given the time that I have. But I think those are the only things that yeah, it's just more like about the waiting, well, the VRP screen and the videos. The videos are like the thing that are gonna take a little bit longer. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, technically, it's just that I'm thinking that maybe I could do it without them, but I don't want to. Like, I could, but I don't want to, because the plan was always like, as soon as I decided that I wanted to do 2.0, the plan was always to do it with those. And because I'm using the new outfit on one of them, that could potentially go like without the 2.0. Oh, I also have to do the slides. I just remember. The presentation slides, because guys, I never had a debut. I just started streaming. That was it. And so I decided that, oh, maybe I could do like a small debut with a 2.0. And so I have to make slides, and I completely forgot about that. I do have it written down on like my other checklist, but the one I'm looking at right now that is on my wall, it's not there. So I just remember, and I'm like, oh yeah, I also have to do that. Great. I completely forgot about that. Oh my god. Yeah, then I also have to do the slides and keep up with college while I'm at it. And technically my week is not that packed next week, so maybe, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it's been a lot. A lot has been going on. Actually, I think, when was it last week or 2 weeks ago that I said that I was a little bit sick. I never knew what happened there. All of this should have come out last month. I was gonna say this month, but we're already on April. Last month during the anniversary month, which is March. But I ended up, having to push it back because the rigging ended up being more work than I thought it would be, and more complicated. And also, what's the word that I'm looking for? My brain is still processing. I'm not fully woken up yet. Oh yeah, so I started the whole redesign thing since like December, because while I was away during the holidays, I brought like I took my drawing notebook with me, and so while I was on the other side of the country, I did the sketches for the redesign until I got something that I liked. And then, because my drawing tablet can only be like set up in one device, I couldn't take it with me, and I'm not used to drawing on my phone anymore. I realized while I was over there that I'm not used to drawing with my phone anymore. I got so used to my drawing tablet that I can't draw on my phone anymore. It's very odd to do it like that. Maybe if I did it more often I would get the hang of it again, but it's less precise, so I'd rather just do it on the PC instead of the phone. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I used to draw fan art on my phone a lot back in like 2020, 2021. But yeah, so I did the sketch while I was over there, and I got the design done, and I was like, okay, as soon as I get back home I'm gonna start working on it, because I still had like a month off before I had to start college again, before the semester started. But then as soon as I got back, literally the day I got like here, I got sick really bad. I had like a very strong fever that wouldn't go away. It lasted for like 3-4 days, and so I was bedridden. I couldn't even like stand up to do anything because I will feel so weak, because I was like, okay, I'm sick, but I can still move, so maybe I can draw while I'm just, you know, sitting and not doing anything else. But no, I couldn't even like get up. It was very bad, and that lasted like the fever itself lasted for like 3-4 days, but I was sick for like 2 weeks. It was a lot, so that ended up pushing back everything, and that's where everything like started to fall apart, because I only had like a week to work on the model before I started college again, and then everything started to like I had to start juggling things, and it wasn't great. And sometimes I would make really good progress on it, and some other times I would just not be able to do much, like if anything. There were weeks where I couldn't work on it at all. It was a whole mess. And I was also like, my sleep schedule suffered because of it, because now it's very messed up. I think I talked about this before on the streams, like, about how like usually my sleep time is like around 2 a.m, but it has now changed to like 4 or 5 a.m, depending on how much work I have or how much I decide to work on some things. And I overslept today a little bit, because I went to sleep at like 3 last night, and so my body took that as like, oh yeah, we can rest more, and ended up waking later than usual. And yep, which is good because I got rest, but it wasn't that good because then I had to like scramble to get everything ready for the stream. So yeah. But yeah, my there would be nights where I would be like up at like 4, almost 5, working on the model, because I was like, okay, I just need to finish this one thing and then I'll go to sleep. And then the next thing I knew, it was almost 5 a.m, and I was like, oh well, that's neat. I guess I'll go to sleep now. Your sleep schedule never existed in the first place. It used to exist. Like, even though I used to go to sleep at 2 a.m, I would wake up at like 8, 9. So I would still have like a decent amount of sleep. But nowadays, it's like 5 hours most of the time. That's why I'm constantly dead inside. But yeah, it just like it went the whole other way, and I haven't been able to like bring it back to where it used to be. And it wasn't just the model. Actually, while I was on vacation during the holidays, that's when it slowly started, but it wasn't really that I was working. It was just that I couldn't sleep, and I don't know why. Like, I had some sort of insomnia. And then the actual working on the model made it worse. And now here we are. 3 months later, with a very messy sleep schedule that I've been trying to get back to what it used to be, because even back when I used to go to sleep at like 2, I was trying to get it to like 12. Now that's too much to ask of me. So now I'm trying to get it back to 2, but it's a little bit hard because I'm like trying to finish things and all of that, and my body is now used to it, and so I have to what's the word for it? Like, well, not make it not used to it anymore, I guess. And go back to the old routine, but it's hard, Chad. It's hard. But yeah, hope like the good thing question mark is that semester ends next month, so a little bit in a little bit over a month, but next month. So when that's over, I'm gonna be able to like properly work on things again, if I don't make the 2.0 debut this month or the next one. But I really hope I can make it at the last of the month. Yeah, I guess adjust is a word. Like, I need my body to adjust again to the old routine, but it's hard to do when you've been doing when you've been like this for 3 months. So yeah, I think I actually mentioned this as well. Like, I hadn't seen my friends in like 2 months until last week. And then I think it was that same last week, where I realized like, oh, I'm really need to go out more often, because my brain is starting to be silly. And when it's silly, it's not good. Like, I was starting to feel the whole being cooped up in my room all the time, but I think it's getting better now. I'm actually gonna meet them again this weekend, so that's good. We're gonna have barbecue, which sounds really good, and I can't wait. But yeah, those are like the little times. I was also watching an anime the past month, weekly, for the first time in years. I was watching a thing that was on air. I'm laughing because of the anime that is, but the brain rot is setting in, yeah, and the burnout, which is not good. I was watching that weekly because it was like my little time of respite of the week. Of like, I'm just gonna sit and watch and do nothing while I'm watching this, because this is what, like it was like my weekly restart, you know. And then it ended last week, and now I am like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, I could watch other series, but they're longer. I can't tell you which anime. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed, so I can't tell you. It was not a bad one. Just to clarify, it was not a bad one, but I'm embarrassed. So I can't tell you. But I mean, I guess I can say it was a romance. But yeah. I wonder, have they announced if there's gonna be like a 4th season of Kaguya-sama? Now that I think about anime. Because I know the 7th season of My Hero Academia is coming out, but I haven't watched even the 5th, so I can't catch up with that. And there's also the new season of Demon Slayer. That's coming out, and I haven't watched season 3, so I can't catch up with that either. And then what? Attack on Titan ended last year. I never caught up with it, but I know how it ends because of the manga. But I've been wanting to catch up with it ever since season 4 started, way back in 2020, 2021, one of those 2 years. I watched Frieren weekly last month. I've heard about that one. I know it got very popular for some reason. Like, it's probably something that happened in the anime, but I haven't watched it and I don't want spoilers, so please don't tell me. But even if I end up watching it like 2 years later, don't tell me. But I saw it last week that everyone was talking about it. So I don't know like 100% what it is about. I remember seeing a Gigak video about the manga a while ago, but I haven't read it nor watched the anime. I just hear that it's good, and apparently a lot of people like it, so I want to give it a go, but I don't know when that's gonna happen, because I've been wanting to watch like the Komisen cannot communicate for a while, and I haven't. I want to get on the daunting quest of catching up with One Piece. I only watched 2 episodes and I haven't picked it back up. I never finished Beastars nor Cyberpunk Edge Runners. But then again, those I didn't quite like them as much, or at least as far as I got. They maybe get better as the story progresses, but I got to episode 11 of season 1 of Beastars and then I never picked it back up. And Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I think I watched up until episode 3 and then I never picked it back up either. I haven't finished a lot of animes that I was watching because I like them. Like on my anime list, I think I have a lot of them currently watching that I have not continued, and it's been years. Yeah. Oh. Oh shoot. Hold on. I still need to catch up. I binged the anime a while ago. Which one? The Attack on Titan one? Or whichever of the popular ones that I mentioned. Cyberpunk was great. Yeah, I hear that it was great, but at least the first 3 episodes, I remember not being a huge fan of it, to be honest. And Beastars I only watched because a friend was really insistent that I watched it because I recommended her Attack on Titan, and because she watched Attack on Titan and did like it, she was like, now you need to watch this one. And I was not huge in it. Like, I didn't dislike it necessarily, but I just was not very into it. And then I ended at episode 11 where things got weird and never picked it back up. So, yeah. What else? I haven't watched much anime in a while. What other anime is out there? I love romance schools because I don't have that genre in my life. I like the slice of life and I like romance. I think I've watched more of it in the last few years because that's usually just my comfort whenever I'm having a hard time. Like, I used to watch Fruits Basket as my comfort series and then it ended and I was very sad. What other series did I watch? Like, the one that I recently watched, it was also because it was my comfort. I read the manga. It was great. It's not finished yet, but it's gonna... I think they're not gonna update until like June of this year. So, you know. There's just a little time and too much exhaustion to watch anime. Here's the thing though. Back when I was in high school, when I was like very, very busy, I still somehow made time to watch at least 1 episode per week. Like, back then, I think I used to watch like 10 different animes that were on air at the same time. Because I remember distinctly like coming, like on Saturdays would be when I would be out of the house like most of the day. I would go out at around 6 a.m. Come back at like 2:30. And then go out again at 3. No. I would get back home at like 2:30 or 3 and then go back out 3:30. And then I wouldn't come back home until like 10 p.m. And even then, I would still watch the most recent Dragon Ball Super episode right after I came home because that was my respite after the long day. and along the week I would watch like the other series. Like if sometimes it would be like 2 episodes from 2 different animes, like 1 episode and 1 episode and all of that. But I used to watch like 10 per season because I liked exploring different series, not just the main ones. But now maybe the exhaustion is bigger, I don't know. I think it has more to do with the fact like there are a lot of people that can like watch and work at the same time, but I want to pay attention because I don't know, like I can pick up some words but I don't know the language, and oftentimes I need to like be paying full attention to know what's going on. And I like doing that with anime. When it's like English series, I can not look because I understand what's going on through the audio, but with anime I don't. So I would like sitting down and actually properly watching it, and the problem is I don't have the time to do that as often anymore. So that's probably why I don't have as much time anymore to watch it. And there's also the fact that they now produce a lot, like even more than what they used to do. So, you know, there's a lot to catch up with. I never watched season 3 of Mob Psycho, actually. I still need to watch that. And I love Mob Psycho, but I never watched the last season. There's just too little time to yeah, I read that. Fruits basket is so good, but where's the fruit in the basket? I don't know. It's probably a metaphor, but I don't get it either. I just know that I love the anime. I used to binge entire series in days. Now I don't watch at all. My friend just binged 3 different ones over the Easter weekend. He got 1 hour sleep total. Yeah, that's the problem. That if you want to catch up, you really need to sacrifice sleep. And I already do that, working on other things. So I can't really sacrifice any more sleep to watch anime. I sacrifice sleep reading fanfiction. That's another way of sacrificing sleep. But yeah, because again, that's the time of the day where I'm like, yes, I can finally rest, and I just turn off my brain and read. Smart. Anyway, I was just thinking like what you said about your friend. I actually have a friend that's in med school that showed me like the list of the animes that he's watched and been watching, and it's a lot. He's been watching a lot of stuff, and I'm like, but you barely sleep. When do you have the time to watch that? And he's like, exactly. I barely sleep. And so yeah. That's I'm impressed by his ability, but it's just like when he's not in the hospital, he's watching anime and then sleeping and rinse and repeat. While I work on a lot of things. There's so much anime constantly releasing. Yeah. There's a lot. How does he have time in med school? He doesn't. He just sacrifices more sleep to watch more, I guess. I don't know what, like, sometimes he gets out of shifts of like 72-hour shifts, and it's like he has the anime, like the episodes on his phone, and whenever he has like a little like break or something, he watches it. I think that's how he does it, but it's wild. But you know, to an extent, he only has to do those 2 things. Not to like undermine it or anything. Like, it's pretty impressive, and I would not be able to do what he does. But I like, it's understandable how it works, I guess. But yeah. So that's what I think that's what got me to like start thinking maybe I should chillax a little bit. Cause but the problem is it's a lot. I've watched 2 or 3 episodes a day when having lunch or dinner. Yeah, like, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not. Like, I have a friend who's at like episode 200 or something of One Piece because he keeps watching it whenever he's eating or something. But I share the household with other people. So when I sit down to eat, I don't have necessarily the control to be like, we're gonna watch this. I just usually put on what they want, because they don't watch anime. And then when I'm going to sleep, I just read fanfiction. And then along the day, I'm just here sitting doing school stuff and channel related stuff. And unless it's like another VTuber stream or something, like it really has to be something that I don't need to pay a lot of attention to be able to like have it in the background. So I just don't put on anime because I need to pay attention to anime, and I can't pay attention if I'm working on something else. You watch things during dinner? Yeah. I think the only time of day where I don't watch things is like during breakfast. But during lunch and dinner, yeah, I do. Ow. Sometimes it's just the news, and then I retire early and keep working on my things, but it's hard. It's hard to catch up with anime. But whenever I do like sit down and just binge it, I binge it. But I'm marathon it one day off or weekend, 1 or 2 seasons. Yeah, like exactly. Like the good thing about anime is that it's so short compared to like TV series and all of that. Even though TV series now are starting to do this thing where they only last like 8 minutes per episode, or there are less episodes instead of like your usual 25 episodes of like 1 hour each. I used to do that. The good thing about anime is that it lasts so little, less than half an hour, that you can easily binge watch a whole season in less than a day. So if you have the time, of course. So it's not that hard to do it. It's just like finding the time to actually do it. Because even when I'm on like quote unquote break or vacation, I just work on the things that I couldn't work on when I was still doing college things. So yeah. I do have the problem on only being able to focus on one thing at a time. Even streams like this, because of the voice, I can't read or do anything. Skill issue. Skill issue. You get used well, at least I got used to it. I used to not be able to, but I got used to it. My brain is too stimulated, I guess. Short looks over at One Piece. I mean, in like episode length. One Piece still has like normal length episodes. It's just that it has like 1,000 or something episodes. That's the problem. But if you're really, really, really like committed to it and had the time to, I bet you could probably catch up in like a month. Or maybe a little bit more. So it's not that hard. It's just that what's hard is finding the time, because there's just a lot. I think the only one from the ones that I still have yet to catch up that's still doing like 20 something episodes per season is My Hero Academia. And I need to catch up with that because I think they're releasing a new movie and my friends want to go, and I'm like, but I don't have context. Even if it's not canon, I don't have context. I need context. When they did the premiere of like the first episode of season 4 of Demon Slayer, I didn't go because I haven't caught up. I still have to do covers from songs of season 3 that I have not listened to because I haven't caught up with season 3. What else? Maybe it would be easier to catch up with the manga of One Piece. I don't know. I don't remember anymore. Like, there's a bunch of series that are on my to watch list, but I don't remember any right now. I think the only other anime that I watched in full last year was Oshinoko. That was it. Because even during my holidays, I couldn't watch anime because the internet was very bad, and so the episodes would take forever to load, and I don't like downloading episodes on my phone. So yeah, probably could have just whatever there is on Netflix, but I think I didn't think of it. I just wanted to catch up with the other ones. Man, life's hard, chat. Growing up, life's hard. I guess that's why, like yesterday during the game, when Raya said, like, I didn't think growing up would be so hard, or so. I think that's what she said. Like, I don't quote me exactly on that, but I think that's more or less what she said. I broke because it's true. Growing up is hard. Was Oshinoko any good? My friend praises it, but I just couldn't finish that first episode of an hour. It's great. Well, there are some people who really don't like it because, yes, the premise is a little bit weird, but I absolutely loved it. Like, the first episode didn't quite get me, even if it got me at the end. It got me hooked up at the end because that's the point. But I think the first section of it, I felt a little bit odd because of the concept, and then it slowly got very interesting, and then they jump scared me, and I got hooked. And then I watched the rest of it, and I really, really liked it. So to me, I don't think it's like a masterpiece, but I did like it a lot. I'm waiting for season 2 because I am very, very, very excited to see where the story is going, because I'm not reading the manga, and it's all this, the story is also by the same dude that did Kaguya-sama, and I love Kaguya-sama. Oshinoko, I rate 7 out of 10. I think I put it at like an 8 or 9, I don't remember. But I usually don't like rating it. I just say I like it, I don't like it, it's not my thing. Because everything is subjective. Like how everyone praises Edge Runners, and I haven't been able to like keep going because I was just not interested. Or at least it didn't catch me in the first 3 episodes, I don't know. What are the other popular series out there? Like, for example, also Attack on Titan, a lot of people didn't like it after the problem started not being the Titans but humanity itself, and for me that's what made it even more interesting. And I really, 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 really like Attack on Titan, even though I never finished watching the anime because I didn't have time. My Hero Academia is also not like the greatest masterpiece, but I like it. It's fun for me. It's just like how Dragon Ball really, when you think about it, in narrative speaking, story-wise, it's very odd and oftentimes doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But to me, it's just dumb fun. And I like sometimes just watching dumb fun. So I love Dragon Ball, but I recognize that it's not the greatest masterpiece ever. But I still love it because it has its own charm. I really like it. And thus I was very sad when the news hit. If you know, you know. But yeah. So I think it's very subjective, I guess. But I personally did like Oshinoko a lot. There might be a high chance that you probably won't, because again, it's a bit of a weird premise when you really think about it. But I thought it was really interesting. And I liked it. And I like the way they explore like certain aspects of the industry and all of that. As a performer, I found it very interesting. But yeah. Now that I think about it, I think we have new projects on the company this month, but they haven't said anything about it yet. Oh no. No. I'm just like, I just remembered. For those of you who don't know, the last year, yeah, well, year and a half actually, I'd been working at a musical theater company. We were doing shows the whole year last year, and ended like on December. Yeah, that was actually why I couldn't do my last stream, because it was show weekend and I had people coming over as well, and then everything was a mess. It was so fun though. And I think they said something about new projects and they were gonna start talking about it this month, but they haven't said anything, so maybe it will be later down the line. But I just remembered, and I'm like, oh god, because there were a lot of new things that they talked about, and that would mean rehearsals, and that takes a lot of time. And I don't know if I can do that right now. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired, Chad. I want my streams to be positive and inspire you and do like and share the stories with you and be happy and all of that. But right now I think I'm more tired than ever. It's been a lot of work recently, even though I've had a couple of less things on my plate. And I don't like cutting back on streams because I feel guilty that I'm not streaming when you guys are expecting it, but also I really enjoy it, so then I also feel bad that I'm not streaming because I want to be streaming. Covers have also been a little bit of a mess schedule-wise, because that like I said, those 2 weeks that I was sick really messed up everything that I had planned. Like I had plans up until this month of like, I'm gonna record these things and I'm gonna release these things and I'm gonna work on this and that, and then those 2 weeks ended up messing everything up, and a lot of the things that I had planned did not go through because I could not. It was very bad. Isn't just being tired what these just chatting streams are for? I guess it's when I get to like wind down, like just sit and talk. But I kind of don't want it to be like that. I guess I'd like to be more of a positive influence, I guess. But it's hard. It's hard. Life gets in the way a lot of the times. Like for example, how the last 3 weeks the power has been going out at random. And when the power goes out, I can't do nothing because everything is on my computer. And the phone has to stay alive in case of emergencies, so I can't use it as much. It's funny because on the community post where I post the schedule, Con was like, I give it a week before the power goes out again, and that same day that I posted it, the power went out like earlier that day for like 3 to 4 hours. It's a whole thing. I just hope it stops this week and doesn't happen again the rest of the year. Because it's such a problem when that happens. I also need to dust this room. It's full of dust. I haven't done any like dusting since I came back. Oh god. And then there's also everyday stuff like doing breakfast and laundry and putting everything back into place when you use it and all of that. Man. Is there a specific reason for the power going out, or is it normal? I don't know. Last weekend was because apparently someone was driving drunk and hit the pole, like crashed against the pole accidentally, and that messed with the wires. That time when I was streaming was because of the wind had messed with the cables. And prior to that, there wasn't really a reason that they could explain. And I think that was when the power went out, like for basically the whole day. So a couple have a reason, some others really don't. But it's not normal for it to be like this frequent. So yeah, it's not a normal thing. Like, I know there are some places in America where the power goes out during certain seasons, like more frequently, but at least where I'm at, it's not a common thing. It's just a thing that's been happening this time around that we don't really know why it's becoming like a thing. That each week there's at least a day where the power goes out. So yeah, and sometimes it doesn't even go completely out. It's just like the voltage gets very low, and that's bad for devices, including this little thing, my PC. So I really hate it when it happens, but it happens, and it's beyond my control, so I try not to stress too much about it, but I do stress when I have things to do. Which is all the time. But yeah, it was really frustrating back when I was streaming and then the power went out because I could not end stream. And it stayed like that for like 6 hours. And Hannah was also not able to remotely end it because she was out touching grass, doing adult things. And so you can't shut it down from your phone. I don't know why YouTube doesn't have that option, but when you're on your phone, you're not able to like shut it down. It has to be on a PC, so that's why Hannah couldn't end it properly. And I had to do it until the power came back. So yeah. What else? We talked about anime, we talked about life. Life being stressful. Oh, I also need to edit the video. Oh my god. I recorded like 3 different covers and I need to edit them as well. Oh, it's been an hour already. Oh my. That flew by. Bum 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 bum. I'm sorry, like my brain just lagged for a second. I was thinking of other anime, but I don't remember. Like my brain is a little bit slow right now. I'm getting sleepy. I need to take my... I mentioned this already. I need to take my doggo to the vet today because he's still sick. And I gotta finish this thing before I go out to my meeting later today. I guess that's pretty much it. Like, I just wanted to catch up on things because we haven't like properly had a talk like this in a little bit. But it's been work mostly, which I guess is not surprising when it comes from me, I guess. Covers. There's still at least another 3 has-been covers that are gonna be released. There are another 2 that are not in my control because they're collabs, where I'm just waiting for the other person to finish. So 5 total, but out of those two, only one would go on my channel and the other one would be on the other person's channel. And the other 3 are on my channel, so 4. And after that, I want to go back to our usual programming, which is anime/J-pop covers. But then Ibra got me hooked on Epic the Musical, and now I want to do covers of Epic the Musical. And then I think it was yesterday or the day before that it got announced that the Underworld Saga is releasing later this month, and I'm really excited, but also like, I don't know, because I was looking into making covers of the Cersei Saga. Oh boy, there's so much music. I can't, like, sometimes I wish I could upload more than just once a week, but it's hard, not just because of the editing, but just because of with how the algorithm works and always changes. It's a little bit weird. Like, it seems like YouTube doesn't appreciate like you making videos constantly. Yeah, the Underworld Saga. Oh, for those of you who don't know, like, Epic the Musical is a concept album that is being worked on. It's a musical concept album based on the Odyssey, and it's divided by sagas. Like, it's been, like, it's the, let's say the show itself, even though it's not a show yet, is divided in 2 acts like every musical, but every act is divided in little sagas, which is like little chapters. So far Jorge has released the Troy Saga, which is the first part, the Cyclops Saga, the I forgot the name of the third one, what is the name of the third one? I forget the name of the third one. I just know that it's at the sea. Hold on, let me open Spotify. The oh god, where is it? The Ocean Saga. I don't know why I forgot the name of the Ocean Saga. And the Cersei Saga. Yeah, it is a really cool concept. I at first was not that into it because I had only listened to a song. I actually have a cover from the Troy Saga, which is Warrior of the Mind, because Ibra made a cover of it and I really liked it, and so I decided that I wanted to make a cover of it, and then I never listened to the musical ever again. And then I think it was last month that I was working on things and I was like, I need to put something, but none of the streamers that I watch were streaming. So I was like, oh, maybe I should put in the background the musical that Ibra is always talking about, because he's always very excited about it, and he has done a bunch of covers of Epic in, I think, on his TikTok and all of that. And so I was like, yeah, it is really good. And it's a fully sunk through musical, so you just need to look at the lyrics to like follow the story along. You don't really need to. There's no official visuals, but of course there are a lot of animatics that are really cool, because that's the musical theater community for you. But because it's all albums, but I think each album has approximately like 4 songs. Like, each saga is composed of like 4 songs. The only exception is the Troy Saga that has 5, because it's the introductory saga. And then the Underworld Saga that is releasing later this month is gonna have just 3, but that's because the Underworld Saga is the end of Act 1. Like, this person, like the author, whose name is Jorge, he, or Mr. Jalapeno as he likes to call himself sometimes, he has been working on this for like 4 years or more. I don't even know at this point. And this is a 40-song musical. Like, both acts have 20 songs each, and then each act is divided in like these little chapters of like the Troy Saga, the what did I say? The Cyclops Saga, the Ocean Saga, and the Cersei Saga, and the Underworld Saga. And each of the sagas are already like defined, and he actually has a bunch of like snippets and demos of the songs out there of all the sagas. But the official releases are the things that are starting to come out now. And so it was during February that he released the Cersei Saga, which is the most recent one. And it was 2 days ago that he made the announcement that the Underworld Saga is coming out later this month. Does he do this solo? The composing and all of that, I think yes. But he does bring in multiple like singers. Like he is working with other people, but I don't know to what extent beyond the vocals. I know he composes everything, but I don't know if he also produces everything. But it is really good. And of course he does the voice of the protagonist, which is Odysseus. And he's really great. I really like his voice. It's just really good. I really, really like it. I don't know why I slept on it so long, and now I'm obsessed, and I blame Ibra for it every day. And I'm like, why did you do this to me? I don't need any more musicals to fall into, please. But I think that's just me still being a little bit traumatized after my canon event with musical theater and getting away from it for a while. Are we winning? We are winning, I think. I don't know what it classifies as winning on a just chatting stream. What classifies as winning on a just chatting stream? But yeah, I think this is what makes me like feel like I'm slowly slipping back into musicals, but I kind of don't want. I'm resisting, but I'm not quite sure why. I think it's more, it has to do more with the fact that I had already established that I wanted to do mostly because I always say that I'm both anime cover artist and musical cover artist, but I was, I guess, lying more on the I was like leaning more, that's the word. I was leaning more into like the anime / J-pop side of things, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm doing a full comeback on musicals. It's just that it just so happens that I found a couple which are Has-Been and Epic that I'm very passionate about recently. But I've actually not kept up with Broadway stuff and all of that in a while. I don't know what's the latest thing over there right now. And the only show that I'm like I really would like to see live is Hadestown, which is also a shared interest with Eva. He just keeps me rooted to my musical theater background, I guess. We are winning. Keep the conversation going. I don't know, that's just what I say when I join streams. Also, I'm in class right now. You're basically talking to a wall. Just talking is impressive enough. Oh no, computer science. Why are you here, God? You should be paying attention. Then you'll be complaining that you don't get anything in the exam. But yeah. So yeah, we're not becoming a Has-Been Hotel cover channel. It's just that I need to get the songs out of my system. And then I also want to do epic things. But I also have a bunch of like a bunch of other JP anime-ish covers that I have yet to work on. There's been one Vocaloid cover that it's been in help production for I think almost a year now, because I haven't been able to properly edit it. Because again, I had a very specific vision, and then I realized that for that specific vision I had to learn a new program, which is After Effects, which is a program that I had only used once before. Make more has-been. There's another 4 covers coming, don't worry about it. There's still plenty of has-been before I finish. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I didn't realize that for that vision I had to learn how to use some of the assets of After Effects that I had never used before, because I usually don't edit with After Effects. And so it wasn't as hard as I thought, but it took me a while to like actually get down to figure out how to do that. And now I have to do the rest of it, which I haven't done because I'm editing other things and doing uni stuff, and yeah, it's a lot. It's a lab. We're programming Mr. Good to do a timer. Huh. Neat. That actually does sound interesting. There was a time where I wanted to do those things, and then I realized I wanted to sing, and that was that. And that was the end of that dream. But I don't know, I've thought about taking... Oh no, actually. Well, it's not computer lab, but there was like when I was in middle school, we would do like workshops of your choosing. I think. Or not. No, I think they would sort you out. I don't remember how the system worked, but we would do like workshops of like for example electricity, and there you could work with things like circuits and all of that, and I wanted to do that, but back then they didn't let me because the teacher just wanted men. Yep. He just wanted men on the workshop, and so I couldn't do it. And so I ended up in like typing. But at least I can type better now, so that's good. I'm just fixing this thing that it's not ended up the way I wanted it to. Throw them overboard. It's been a while ever since. I think like when I was in my last year in middle school, they started actually accepting women in the workshop, but I don't know if it was still the same teacher or not. But yeah, that was the whole reason just why I couldn't do it, because the teacher didn't want any women in it. I never understood why, but you know, in the end it ended up working out quote unquote better for me, because I had to do way less work on the typing thing. I forget the name of it in English. Hold on, let me just... It says it's shorthand typing. But basically I would have to... I used one of the it wasn't a computer, it's the typer? No, what's the name of it? Yeah, typewriter. I was right. Yeah, it was a typewriter. And so I could, because I didn't have one at home and no one really did. Hold on. There's chat. Um, because none of us really had any like typewriters at home. Like you just had to do things there during the workshop hours, so you didn't get any extra homework like the ones that were doing like electricity did. So yeah. That's what a lab is supposed to be in the first place. Labs aren't supposed to be boring. It's just that oftentimes they're not very didactic because teachers are weird. And you also need to learn the basics first. But if you already know them, then I can get your frustration. Yeah, it's just a hands-on activity. They go clickety. They do. I ended up, like, when I started it, I hated it because I didn't want to be there. I wanted to do the other thing. But that was my second best option out of everything else that they had. Back then I wasn't as interested in drawing, and now I regret it, but meh. But I ended up liking it a lot, and by the last year they ended up changing the typewriters for actual computers, and I was angry because I was like, I was already used to using my typewriter. Why are you doing this now? But it is true that it is, no one uses typewriters anymore on offices, so they had to upgrade after I don't know how many years of just doing typewriters. But at least I can write better on my computer. Like, I can write without looking, so that's good. That's a skill that I have. I can look the other way and keep typing. But yeah. I think the only ones that I don't like, the only fingers that I don't use are my pinkies. Because those are hard, even for the piano. I've always had such a hard time with them. And one of them is like, it like soft locks whenever I move it. Like, when I move it to the front, it like soft locks and then goes back. And then soft locks and goes back. I'm doing that as if you could see, but you know, it's just like locks and then it goes back. Time to sleep is 1. Oh my god, it's almost 2 a.m. for you? Please go sleep. Did you stay awake until like 3 a.m. last night to watch the stream? Because you were there until the end of it, Iksan. Oh my god. Why are you all like me? Stop being like me. Don't stay up late. Sleep at normal hours. Sleep at normal hours. Be better. We're always telling each other to go to sleep. Man. I guess this is my legacy. Oh boy. Fun fact, the reason why the keyboard we have is so weird is because typewriting was so fast that it would make it jam. But we never actually changed it. I mean, true, yeah. I sleep. No, you don't, Con. You don't. Shut up. Oh, for the stream. Because I love... Yeah, the game is really beautiful, so understandable. But still, you need to sleep. Sleep is important. My dream is to get to the day where I sleep 8 hours daily, but who knows. Maybe I'll have to do it 7. Oftentimes. Anyway, I think actually this is a good time to end it, because I really need to keep working on this assignment that is due today before I leave later in the evening, and before I take my dog to the bed. I'm really worried about that. But I think you just need some medicine. I sleep weird like once every 2 weeks. It's every 2 days for you guys. What do you mean every 2 days? I sleep weird every day. I sleep weird every day. Like, Yeah, the past two, like the prior 2 days, I went to sleep at like 5. Last night I slept at 3. It's not good in any way. But yeah, I don't believe you can't. You sleep bad every day. It's not my fault Leo streams every 2 days. I mean, technically this is still a decent hour for you, isn't it? Because it's like 2 a.m. at like 5 a.m. for you? I don't know. I think maybe Confused is asking because I think there are some countries where where you have to serve. You even made an emote of I just made the emote. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna follow through with it. If you guys aren't in the server, join the Discord server. We have emotes there. Until whenever we reach the requirements to like have memberships and stuff, the emotes are gonna stay on the server only. I don't believe you. You're a liar. Yeah. Anyway. Model. Okay, there we go. I am gonna end it here for today because I need to keep working on the sub assignment. I have to if there's a word probably. I think that's pretty normal. I think. I think that's not like I think that's like well, getting a letter I don't think is necessarily like normal, but I think it's normal that you will have to serve if there is ever a war for like every country. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll be ending here for today. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for being here and giving me an hour and a half of your time. I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're on. And I'll see you next week. I don't know with what yet, but we'll stream. And yeah, please have a better sleep schedule than me. Yeah. Anyway, bye bye guys. Connor, study. Okay, there's a face. Bye. This is a really weird like way to end. Like, given the conversation you guys are having, it's a weird way to end the stream. I'm not gonna sleep, Con. It's not nighttime. I have to work. I just said this. Anyway. Yep. I think that's it. Yeah, I was trying to think about like where I'm gonna have to do next week. But I think we'll probably continue a date with death. Maybe start over. I'm not sure yet. But anyway. Bye bye guys. Bye.